Hey guys, SK here, back with another Clash Royale video. Hope you guys are all doing well. In today's video, I'm bringing an old special guest, Betfus, back onto the channel. As you can see, he's number 5 in the entire world, and he was able to do so with Expo Cycle. So Betfus is a phenomenal Expo Cycle player, one that always comes up in the names of best Expo players in the world, even of all time. I feel like if there's a conversation to be had about the best Expo players of all time, Betfus is usually, top 5, very minimum top 10. As you can see, we have some amazing replays with the best variant, Bomber Bow, against some harder matchups like Balloon Cycle and Lava Loon. So I decided, Betfus is doing so well with Expo in this meta, I wanted to get him on the channel and showcase his games, and he was happy to oblige, join the clan, and share the replay. So I think you guys will learn a lot from watching the gameplay. Hope you guys enjoy the matches, and let's get right into the video. Alright guys, so we are starting out with this first match against Bana, who is a Golem player. As you can see, he's literally number 14 in the world right now, with the number 2 global tourney finish, number 7 ladder finish, so absolutely no joke and no slouch of a player. Let's see how Betfus is able to do this. So these are all his games that got him. Again, number 5 in the entire world during the final week of the season, last like 4 days or 5 days of the season. So I wanted to get Betfus on the channel because I have been looking for a special guest actually. Usually I'd always have Titan with some banger gameplay content. I wanted to get one of my friends, Mortar, on the channel, but he had like a weird schedule, didn't really align with mine, so I wasn't able to record. This looks really good for Betfus right now because the opponent cycled an E-Drag, which you guys will notice Betfus instantly punished with the Expo. It is a pretty common key factor there, and a pretty common cue when they go E-Drag the back, or like a 5 elixir troop the back like that you would punish. Betfus goes for the Bomber there. I'm actually a bit curious because I do feel like he could have gone Bomber to activate King there. I kind of wonder why he didn't. It was still a good Bomber, it tanked 2 hits of the E-Drag, but I just feel like that King to activation would have been so valuable. Anyways, I'm not here to criticize him too much because we're here to learn from his gameplay after all. Also guys, I am a little bit sick in today's, I don't know if you can tell, I just got some weird allergies today. I'm not sure why. I just got back from school, studied like the whole day with my friends for my Java quiz, but yeah, hopefully you can't tell by my voice too bad, or hopefully it doesn't affect anything too much anyways. But opponent Bana goes for the pump. Betfus just fireballs it, no reason not to really, and he's going to actually Golem in the back. Betfus instantly takes this as a cue to go in. Now this is really risky but also kind of smart, because if it does work out, it basically guarantees Betfus the win, because he's going to take the tower. If it works out in the sense that he defends well and holds on to his towers, he will basically win, because you don't have to worry about defending against beatdown for 5 minutes. On the other hand, Betfus is down a ton of elixir right now, because the opponent basically just ignored the Expo. So let's see how Betfus heals. This goes for the Knight Bomber, both in the left, so notice that, actually pretty important E-Spirit for all of these bats. And here I really do feel like that King Tower activation would have been helpful, but nonetheless, look at that Bomber putting in work, splashing the Night Witch actually. And Evo Bats the left, Night Witch Golemites the right. Pretty obvious choice. Yeah, Betfus had to fireball the right side, or else he would have lost his tower there. Although the Evo Bat's going to work on the left. Honestly, Evo Bat's such a problematic card for Expo Cycle. And that's going to take his tower all the way down to 351. But you will notice that Bana does not have any big spells. He only has a NATO. So he actually can't really take Betfus's tower, with the exception of a direct Golem connection, or even likelier, and probably what Bana's going for, is an Evo Bomber connection. So Betfus is going to have to watch out for that Evo Bomber connection. Nonetheless, though, still really good defense by Betfus to keep his towers alive and also take the entire tower. E-Spirit cycled early, Knight up high. You'll notice Betfus is probably going to avoid as much Evo Bomber potential as possible. Like, you look at that perfect Bomber lineup as well on the Night Witch. Evo Tesla comes down, super satisfying pulse. Pretty much no hits, literally 0 damage on the tower from that push. Skelly King comes in, and look at Betfus, guys, utilizing this above map area, because he already took the left side tower, to utilize that and prevent the opponent Bana here from getting any troops to line up onto the tower with the Evo Bomber. Really smart by Betfus. I really like that actually, and that's going to be a really nice win against Golem Pump. Just took the tower in single, and perfect defense afterwards. Alright guys, next up we have this game against K-Town Rivals, where, as you can see by his profile, is actually a pretty good player, 140 in the world right now, best ladder finish, 52 in the world, so looks like a pretty good ladder player. I don't personally know him, but obviously with that ladder finish, has to be a pretty good player, right? And this is pretty much the best Lava Hound variant right now, because there's Goblin Drill everywhere in the meta, so guards do well against Drill, as well as the Valk, and so that's why this is the variant for K-Town Rivals. Playing the Cannoneer as well, by the way, and I think this is a really important matchup to cover, because this, I forgot to mention by the way, this is the best Expo variant in the meta right now, this Bomber Bow deck, I think by far, with the Evo Tesla, Evo Bomber, just because Evo Bomber is still so broken, and Evo Tesla does actually synergize very well with Expo. At first I was like, it's not amazing, like it's really fun and nice, I just don't see how it's worth more than skeletons, but people did kind of prove me wrong. You know, they started to have success with the Evo Tesla. And also, even more important, Evo Scalers got nerfed, so that was kind of a big factor in shifting the Evo from the Skeletons to the Bomber, or the Tesla rather, as well. Bomber's still super broken again. There's like no reason to use archers when you have a Bomber. I've still been using 3.0. I got top 1k with 3.0 a few days ago, but it's very tough. Like, everyone has arrows. It was not fun. It was a painful grind. I am most likely going to switch to this variant of Expo myself, guys, for the season end, so we'll see what we can do. But you can notice the way Betfus is cycling right now is pretty nice. He's getting some early chip with the cycle cards. Not playing any Expos, by the way. He's actually going to cycle an Evo Bomber before he goes for the Expo. And I think that's pretty important because he lacks a lot of air defense. So we have to see exactly how he plays this matchup. I think it's going to be very important because the opponent here has so many air cards. He has Mega Minions, Skeleton Dragons, Lava Hound, and Balloon. Really nice pressure in the other lane, by the way, utilizing that pre-cycled Evo Bomber to basically protect with the Knight and just force out the Valk. Skill Drags come down, they get fireballed late for some reason. Betfus is one off the Tesla, so he's going to wait for the Loon to come down. And then, as you can see, cycle back to that Tesla, which will come down very nicely. Get right on top of the Balloon, perfect E-Spirit timing, hitting the Balloon and all of the Lava Pups as well. Basically, perfectly defended by Betfus. Bomber as well for safe measures. Just, you know, no point really not going for it because you're not really getting any value on any troop in this deck with the Bomber. Like, maybe guards, I guess, but even Valk, not really. So might as well just use it to cycle, get back to the Evo Bomber if you can, you know? So now Betfus is back to his Expo, and I think he's outcycled the Valk, so he does go for the Expo. Opponent K-Town Rivals here is back to the Valkyrie. Does barely get it down in time, but Betfus, this looks like an opportunity to go for... Oh, that's a beautiful Fireball. I can see it. Before it even came down, I knew that was a Fireball. Yeah, for sure. And Evo Tesla as well. Beautiful. Look at that placement, by the way, guys. Really important to know. It's basically like a safe placement that you tuck behind your Expo. Essentially, not letting the troop that attacks the Expo target the Tesla, but still keeping the Tesla high enough to be an offensive support. You'll notice that the Loon, you know, got to work on the Expo, but the Tesla is still alive after the fact, whereas if you played Expo Tesla the Bridge in the average standard placement, that would have been much worse. Also, really nice Evo Bomber log. Going to get 2 Bomber hits on the tower, which is really crucial, actually. You'll notice he's actually utilizing Evo Bomber very effectively in this matchup, even though it's basically a Lava Hound matchup. Evo Tesla stun coming in pretty clutch there again. Same Tesla idea. Getting it down to support rather than Tesla the Bridge, because that would just die and not stay alive. What Betfus is doing with this placement, guys, is keeping the Tesla alive for future reference. That is super crucial, because now he can go in again, actually force out the arrows on the Tesla and Bomber. Now he can go in again. He actually has outcycled the Valk, goes for the pre-log on the guards. Very nice idea. Does not work out, unfortunately, and he is going to just take his loss. Like, he's not going to overcommit and fireball the Scaly Drags. He's going to accept that the Expo failed. He's just going to let it go and get back to another one, actually. So I think he might either Expo or pre-Tesla here. Yeah, Expo comes down. Valk basically getting forced out, and you can see Betfus is looking for an Evo Bomber lineup, so opponent not giving it to him with that smart Valk placement opposite lane. Betfus just lets it go, though, and he might actually Knight the Bridge right now. I'm tempted to say that he will, because he has a Bomber in cycle. No, he's actually just going Knight low. Just actually rapid cycling back to another Expo, and he actually already gets it down. He was, like, instantly getting back to an Expo. And this is definitely a Fireball. Evo Zap comes down, but it might be too little too late. Evo Valk as well, but Evo Bomber's going to line up on tower again. Arrows comes down, but not before the Bomber gets a double hit on the tower. That is devastation right there. And Evo Tesla and cycle for Betfus. This game is definitely over. All Betfus has to do is get 2 Fireballs on the tower. Then again, the opponent has a lot of like air spam and such, so it might not be as easy as it seems. Nice Evo Tesla placement once more. Stunning the Balloon. Fireball on the tower. Just has to get back to another Fireball. Does Betfus, and he'll be all clear. Good game present for the opponent, and that is like a perfect match. Like, he did not even make that look close at all, when it's not even that great of a matchup, I feel, because not much air defense, but just perfect macro of how to play that matchup, which was really impressive. Alright, guys, into our next match against Genk Aslan. He's a pretty good player, as you can see from his profile. Everyone today is good. He has a number 6 ladder, number 1 global tourney, so definitely no slouch of a player. Like, again, all these matches are against some of the best players in the world, guys. Like, Bana, arguably one of the best Golem players of all time, actually. Like, he has a top 10 ladder finish with Golem. Not many people can say they have that, so honestly, he's still really talented in the game and very good players, so hopefully this is like a good assortment of players for you guys to see exactly how Betfus plays these matchups. So this one is MK Wallbreakers, it looks like, with the Evo Bats, Evo Zap. Evo Zap's actually a very good card. I thought it would be like really good, but not like broken, but people actually do think it's broken. Like, Lucas X Gamer, one of my friends, wants it to get nerfed, so we'll see if that happens. I doubt it will, to be honest with you. But Evo Zap, definitely no slouch, definitely. I think I've said that 3 times now, no slouch. But I mean, it's true, like, it's definitely an underrated card. Or not an underrated card, it's actually a very, like, decently rated card. People think it's good, and for a good reason. It's used a lot. So I actually want to say it might be better than underrated for me because I thought it was just average. Like, I thought it was good, but not amazing. Anyway, back to the game. Evo Zap is in this deck, and so Evo Zap does very well against Expo, by the way, guys, because it allows you to reset the Expo multiple times and also acts as like a pretty good tower damage dealer. Like, you can zap the Expo plus tower. That's basically the equivalent of like fireballing it, almost, anyway. Pre-Tesla the middle. Befis definitely already knows what the opponent's playing. I mean, if you see Bandit plus Wall Breakers, it's either MK Wall Breakers most likely, or it's going to be Drill Wall Breakers less likely. Like Drill, Bandit, like Rocket maybe, or a bunch of spam. Nice Expo opposite lane. I think Befis is getting close to a Knight, so he wants to like get a Knight down to protect this Expo. He goes Skellies for the Bandit, and yup, Knight, perfect placement and timing for the MK to get the Tesla to support it as well. I think we'll see a log as well. Yeah, beautiful log, because he wants to get the LP reset. E-Spirit does not catch that bar barrel. It's actually huge, guys, and that shows, at least if I'm not mistaken, it didn't catch it. And that shows how important catching bar barrels are, because if he caught that, he would have been in a much better position. Also, really good awareness by Betfis, not wasting the Evo Tesla. You can see he picked it up and hovered it for a second, but definitely no point going for it, because just had to go Skellies instead on the one side. Bomber took care of the other wall breaker, so nice. Holding on to the Evo Tesla, which is going to be super crucial, I think, for offense. Just pre-Tesla, actually. 3 tells down. Standard stuff, but it should do very well on defense here. LP the back. You can see, like, it's a pretty passive game so far. No one's really doing anything too special. And MK cycled at the same time as an Expo. That's very bad for the opponent here. He's going to have to, like, scramble, gets the Bandit down last second. Good log by Befis, by the way. Notice if Gank Aslan did not get that Bandit down in time, Expo would have locked on to tower. Evo Zap forced out, really good, actually, that he's just forcing out these Evo Zaps up high. So, like, you can see the opponent's basically gotten, like, no opportunities to go for a big minor push. He does have one right now, but really good sequencing by Befis overall, just to kill everything. Doesn't even go for the E-Spirit. Just going for the Expo, I think, in a second tier. Or actually, no, he goes for the late log on the minor. I think he wanted to go in, but then he realized he wasn't up as much as he thought he was. Even I thought he was going to be up a lot, but nonetheless, still good damage. Actually, I didn't even notice. Wait, how did he get that damage, guys? Was it like an Evo Bomber? Because he has quite a bit of damage in the right, I just noticed. So, wow, actually, looking pretty solid for Befis here. Barb Barrel is going to do okay. Minor as well. Coming down, Bomber will do a good job. And actually, Bomber can't really be killed. Also, really good Evo Tesla. Look at that, beautiful. I just love, like, that effect when it spawns. It's so satisfying when it pops up. I love it. No Elixir for an MK. This might be a good game, actually, guys. Like, Befis caught him solo in Elixir. Look at that perfect Evo Tesla as well on everything. Oh, but so unlucky. It does not really work out against the bats. Like, the E-Spirit, I think, didn't jump to everything. So that's pretty much a dead push. I think Befis wanted a lot more from that. I thought he was going to get a lot more. I thought it was over, but it's not. Anyway, one Knight hit, though. And just Fireball Cycle on the Bandit. Does miss the Bandit, but it's not too big of a deal, actually. Still just protecting his stuff and keeping the Evo Bomber alive. And the game is pretty much over. I mean, this is the kind of matchup that if you're playing well with Expo... Oh, wow, that Bomber. Either the Bomber or the E-Spirit connected to tower. Either way, that was kind of a big FU to Gank Aslan. I swear Bomber just does that. Like, it just literally gives the middle finger and does stupid stuff all the time. Befis rapid cycling back to his stuff for this LP. Goes for the E-Spirit and then Evo Tesla. Beautiful. And Evo Tesla is causing a lot of issues. You'll see that Evo Tesla is actually a really big defensive component of this deck. Look at how good it is against those bats. Stuns them all. It's going to die here, but it did its job. It defended very nicely. And huge counter push with the Knight, with the Evo Bomber coming down. And then now Tesla as well. Evo Bomber might hit the tower as well. Will it? Yes, it will. You'll see he's actually utilizing the Evo Bomber very well. Like, it doesn't seem obvious. You might not, like, notice it right away. But he definitely is utilizing it very effectively, Betfis that is, to get tower damage. And the game actually really hasn't been close. Like, he hasn't gotten much connections, but he's literally just slowly chipping the opponent out. The opponent just gives up right now because there is pretty much no hope. So, actually a very impressive match, all things considered. I didn't think it was that flashy. It was just like a nice, good game, like solidly played against MK Wallbreakers. Not the easiest of matchups, but Betfis played it very well. Alright guys, and now we have one against Aragon, very nice one. Aragon, one of my good friends and a big YouTuber. You guys probably know of him if you're watching this video. As you can see, number 9 GT, number 11 ladder, got his 11 ladder last season actually. His old best one was 12, I think. And I believe he did so with Bomberbow himself, so Aragon's been like number 1 for quite a while during this season, during the early season. Now it's kind of, I don't think he's number 1 anymore, but he's been like, you know, consistent top 50 for sure. Even top 20, top 10, alongside Hunter. Like, it's been nice to see both my friends doing well. But right now, I'm not sure why he's playing this version. I don't think he was playing this before. I don't know if this is the best version now. Maybe I've been like living under a rock, but he's playing Queen. I feel like this is just for fun or for experimental purposes. The Queen, that is, because I mean, Evo Bomber Expo is obviously the move. Even Aragon is playing it, but the queen is what I don't understand. Beautiful micro by Betfus there, by the way, protecting his bomber and like defending the queen at the bridge, winning the bridge battle. Because if the queen survived, he would have had to waste a knight most likely. You don't really want a fireball, and then he would not have had a knight for Aragon's Expo. It would have been a disaster, honestly. So very impressive. Does have to waste a knight for this Ice Spirit though, and he might go in with this knight. Evo Bomber, ooh, that's pretty big by Aragon. Gonna get 2 bounces on the tower. Oh, even actually only 1. Nice dual lane pressure, by the way, by Betfus here. Queen forced out. You might get a big lock here, not gonna lie. And Bomber is gonna put in work. I think Betfus is just back to a knight, just barely. Yes, he is. Catches the Ice Spirit. This is really bad for Aragon right now. I think this might be a big lock. Okay, actually, it's not gonna be that bad. He's back to the Bomber, so he can get away with the Bomber. This is gonna be a mini lock. Nice win by, or nice like interaction overall. Not win, he didn't win the game, but nice interaction overall by Betfus. Aragon got a nice little sequence going on in the other lane. Betfus just got the counter push with the Evo Bomber Knight, and then also Expo and good protection of the Expo. And so he's going to have a comfortable 500 or so damage lead. So this is like, yeah, as I said, if you guys are watching, you most likely know Aragon. If not, though, he's one of the best Expo players. You saw his finishes. He's also like in contention for best of all time, for sure, with his success and consistency. I've also known him for years. He's a pretty good friend of mine, so nice to see him doing well. And pretty interesting to see, him in this video. But Betfus is going to try and protect this Tesla. Doesn't work out, but gets the Evo Bomber down in time. That's going to be 2 hits on the tower, actually, so not the best for Aragon. Now he's losing in both lanes. That Evo Bomber puts in work against Expos, so something you do have to be careful of. And I feel like this is actually Betfus's matchup, because they have the same Evos. They have Evo Bomber, Evo Tesla. It's not like Aragon has Evo Knight, which would make it very tough, I feel. Evo Knight always helps the Evo Knight player in an Expo mirror match. But Aragon has the Queen, and Betfus has the Skeletons. Like, that's a huge difference in cycle. That's 4 elixir. So the average cycle is going to be much different because of that. Aragon just fireballs the Bomber. Pretty aggressive fireball, actually. Should just get logged. Yeah, this Queen. And then maybe need to late Knight. Yeah, he does late Knight. And I think he can Expo because he's up elixir. Like, I feel like he can. Maybe he won't. Oh, he will. Okay, yeah. And maybe Evo Tesla, too. Evo Bomber. Will that hit the tower? No, it won't, but if it did, that would have been insane. A really good E-Spirit, though, to target off the Evo Bomber. Keep the Bomber alive to deepest down that Tesla. We might see an Evo Tesla now. We do see it to stun the Queen. Look at that, guys. Log as well will kill it, and that's a huge lock. Oh my god. Log comes down, but that is game-winning damage right there. That is like 1,000. And he can go in again with this Evo Tesla. Like, Evo Tesla is so strong with an Expo, man. Aragon should be fine, because he can Evo Tesla on his own right now. He goes Expo. And I think what he's trying to do is stall up the lifetime of Betfus's Evo Tesla and then just go for an Evo Tesla himself. I think that's his move. You can see Betfus, though, does get another lock. Evo Tesla for Aragon comes down late, but at that point he already took 600 more damage. And his own Expo push, Aragon's that is, did not really do anything. Like, I feel like what Aragon's idea was to pressure well and get an Evo Tesla to full defend that Expo, but unfortunately Betfus's Evo Tesla just sitting there caused him so many issues because he wasn't actually able to do anything, and he was just in a lot of trouble. So ultimately that ended up working so well for Betfus, not well for Aragon, and this does actually just look like good game, honestly. Like, straight up, it looks like it's over. I don't really see how Aragon can come back from this kind of deficit, especially again with the cycle in mind. Like, there's a huge difference in the cycle between these two players, which is why, again, I feel this is Betfus's match. Also, really good Bomber. Wow, that was like almost a prediction Bomber, guys, on that Expo. It's going to kill it. Aragon goes for the fireball last second, trying to catch Betfus off guard, but at that point, the Expo's already dead. Like, that prediction Bomber was huge, fatal for Aragon, and that's good game. Both players give it. Aragon Tesla's behind the Crown Tower, and that is going to be GG against one of the best Expo players of all time. 2 Expo greats going at it. Very nice match to watch. Again, though, I feel like it is kind of Betfus's matchup because of the cycle. Alright, guys, now we have another great one against this minor balloon player who's, wow, number 6 in the world, has 2 number 1 finishes. Wow, who is this guy? I don't know this guy. If you guys know this guy, let me know in the comments. I do not recognize him from the name, but wow, those are amazing badges. Obviously not Mugi. I know Mugi's name, like, it's not that. It's 5 characters long. Unless he changes his name, I guess, but I doubt it. I don't know, though. There are not many people who have number 1s in general, let alone number 1 on both ladder and in the GT. Like, that's crazy. So I do kind of wonder who this guy is. But very impressive record. Anyway, this looks like kind of a tough matchup again. Balloon Cycle, never really the easiest for these Expo variants. I feel like, I don't even know actually which one would be easier, Lava Hound or this deck. Because when I was playing Bomber Bow, I lost to Balloon Cycle, and it was very annoying because, like, I only have a Tesla. Like, you literally have no air defense in this deck. All you have is a Tesla. So you have to play super well and smart, which I feel like Betfus is obviously equipped to do. I feel like he's going to do it. But I still just think that makes it a pretty tough matchup, of course, because, like, if that's how you have to play, then like one mistake can really cost you. Perfect Knight pick up on that miner, catching it perfectly. And how he's going to respond to this Ghost, though? E-Spirit, probably low Bomber, then Skeletons, I think. Yeah, Skelly's, well... Ooh, tries to activate off the E-Spirit. Would have been very nice. Unfortunately, though, for Betfus, the E-Spirit strays away. Goes towards the Bomber instead. So not going to be the best situation. Failed activation, and also Evil Bomber dies. But nonetheless, still an okay situation, I want to say. Opponent here has the capability to go like Miner Balloon at any given time, and it might be kind of annoying for Betfus. Good E-Spirit to retarget the Miner, though. Pretty much no damage. And I feel like this is an Expo right here, because he has a Knight coming down the left. Well, Knight's going to do nothing against the Cannoneer, but yeah, definitely an Expo on the right. And opponent has to go for the Naked Loon. Low E-Spirit, actually. Maybe force out the Zap, too. That is a lock. That is a pretty big lock, actually. As you can see, that's like 1,000, so that is huge. And this Tesla will put in work against the Ghost. Pretty much full counter it as well. So actually, not much better. You could have asked for out of Betfus from that sequence. This is a casual 1,000 plus damage lead. And single against this matchup is huge, although now the opponent, as you can see, is stacked. He has double Evos in hand. He's about to go for a massive counter push, so how is Betfus going to deal with this? Knight first. Skelly's at the bridge, which is a nice play, by the way, because it actually does get tower damage, as you can see. Forcing out the Knight, because Cannoneer hit speed is so low. Evil Bomber to kill that Exia will also splash the Ghost. Very nice. Getting that bounce utility. And I think Betfus will just cycle back to yet another Bomber. Oh, this is a huge push, though. Evo Knight, Balloon. But Evo Tesla is in the building and is putting in work. Betfus goes for an Expo. Very nice play, as you guys can see. It's like a way of defending a Balloon without defending it, where you force out a response. In this case, you force out the Knight and the Exi, because otherwise that Expo would have gotten a lot of tower damage. So I do that myself as well. If you have like your Tesla about to die, and you don't have like a Fireball, or you just don't want a Fireball, because who wants a Fireball like a 1 HP Balloon, right? You just go for the Expo like that. It'll kite it over. Will work pretty well, actually. This time we will definitely have to see a Fireball. This is a very precarious situation. Nice Fireball, though. Will get only death damage. But this is what I'm worried about. Like, the opponent will keep building these huge pushes. He's up a lot of Elixir right now, by the way. He's up like 5. So, big push incoming for sure. Ghost pressure in the right. Miner, Knight, Loon in the left. I don't know how Betfus can really deal with this. Probably have to Fireball again, to be honest. He could Expo as well, but... Okay, actually no need. Wow, that's no Fireball necessary. Will be death damage once more. But I think Betfus is going to elect to sack that in favor of a huge Expo potential push here. A huge potential Expo initiative, is what I was trying to say. So log, maybe we'll let log the Knight out of range. No, it doesn't, but that was the idea. You can obviously see he was trying to log the Knight out of Expo range. Doesn't work out, but late Skellies definitely will get zapped, right? Yeah, good Bomber, though, to kill the Miner. This still looks pretty bad, actually. The opponent is in the damage lead right now, guys. So how is Betfus going to come back? He does have an Evo Tesla on the board. That is actually huge. That could amount to a lot. Good E-Spirit as well. If that Exi hit the tower, it might have been game over, honestly. Second Tesla. Oh, wow, that is a lot. Log. Knight will probably come down in time. Evo Tesla stuns the Miner, guys. Bomber as well for the Exi. And I think Betfus can get a lock. Good E-Spirit as well. Nah, opponent's back to the Knight, but that was still a really good pressure situation overall. Pre-Tesla probably coming down the left, yup, just to kind of stymie any kind of incoming Balloon push. Then we'll see an Expo immediately. Scalers to catch the Miner. Knight to predict the Exi. Expo locks on. Ooh, Zap's going to be forced out. And at the same time, no Zap available to be used on the Miner Loon push. Also, Evo Bomber is going to get on the tower. Oh no, is it? Well, NATO's back. Okay, good NATO by the opponent there. Actually, really good NATO. Evo Tesla, though, is cooking. Betfus is still in a good spot. He's going to keep pressuring. Why wouldn't he, right? Knight as well. E-Spirit Skellies for these Miners. Evo Zap, though. That's going to be a lot of damage. But if Betfus can get a lock here, it's going to be it. And that Knight's going to get a hit on the tower. So that's enough to kind of equalize. 2 hits on the tower. Expo's looking to lock on. And, oh, the opponent's in trouble. He has to late Zap. At this point, that was too little too late. Really well played, guys. Like, you can see that there's not much defense in this deck. Against air, so you don't really play defense by defending well. You play defense through offense by pressuring constantly, exactly what Betfus did to beat a pretty tough matchup in my opinion. Alright guys, then we have one final game against Welcome. I was going to say Fine 1, I don't know, I was going to say it wrong, but anyway, number 4 in the world right now, number 7 best ladder finish I think I saw. I'm friends with this guy as well. He's a really good, I think he's Korean, Lavahan player, and... yeah, this is going to be a very important one. He's been doing well ever since I have known him, actually. Like, when I got my best finish 107, my friend wanted me to snipe this guy, but I was like, I don't want to snipe him. Like, he's my friend. Also, I was scared of missing the snipe. If he was playing Lava Hound all the way back then, that was like 2021. Now it's 2024. The dude is still top 10 with Lava Hound, so very good player. This one is the same exact deck I think we saw K-Town Rivals use. So should be a pretty interesting one right now. We have to see another example of how Betfus handles this matchup, which I think is crucial again because, I mean, air matchups are pretty tough for this deck. with only the Evo Bomber, no Tesla in cycle, so it is going to be pretty important. Also, unfortunately, I'd say like half of the replays today have been on the top, where Befis is not from our point of view or watching from the point of view of the opponent, but I don't think that's too big of a deal. Like, it's not too troublesome. We can still understand every play Befis is making, obviously, so I don't think it's the end of the world by any means. So Log comes down and split Skelly drags. I think Befis is going to play pretty passively again. Like, we're not just going to see random expos. Probably going to expo at the right time. Bomber comes down. Will he expo this time, or will he not? He does not. Yeah, he does. Okay, expo opposite. He was waiting so long, but he finally does. Valk comes down late, and probably going to see a balloon on the expo, I guess. Or actually, just this Megamanian should do enough. Bomber will get on the tower, though. Double bounce. Very nice. Tesla will do a good job of killing the Valk, subsequently the Lava Hound, and then we can just log E-Spirit for the guards. As you can see, it does kill, so very nice interaction. And that will be a perfect defense in both lanes, pretty much no damage. And again, same thing we saw against K-Town Rival, same idea. Just sacking the Evo Bomber, like the base form, not Evo yet, to cycle and tank for the Lava Pups. I think that's a pretty good match or a pretty good tactic in this matchup in single, you guys. If you're playing this deck against Lava Hound, you might want to take note of that, because Befis has done that twice now. And also, again, cycles them back to the Evo Bomber, so why not, right? Pre-cycled Skellies at the bridge. We might see an Expo to match this Lava Hound. Yes, we do. Skelly Drag should come down. Those get fireballed off instantly. Obviously not going to be ignored, because Befis wants to take the tower, and obviously not going to waste the Evo Tesla on this one. He has a huge Lava Hound push to contend with that's about to come down, so I'm kind of worried, though. How's it going to stop? It's going to be a monster push. Evo Tesla comes down. It should put in quite a lot of work. It does have 20% more HP than a normal one. Does get arrows zapped, though. That is a dead Tesla. Befis has to rapid cycle back to another Tesla and is not going to pull the balloon. Oh, that is really bad. He has to get a fireball down last second, but can he is the question. He will. Loon is going to get one more hit on the tower. Yeah, he has to fireball absolutely right about now. Does get it down, but that's so much. And a lava at the bridge. Pressure is on by Welcome here. Befis has to get back to another Tesla, and he does just in time. Loon comes down. Befis has to expo. That's the only play here. He doesn't have enough elixir to get back to a second Tesla. So probably going to expo to stall this balloon out. Yes, he will. That might just be a good game, guys. Oh my god, he's going to hang on by the skin of his teeth, isn't he? Like Knight last second. Or Fireball even. Yeah, Fireballs. All the pups. And the bomb does not go off in time. That would have been a tower trade. Would have been really bad. But he does win. And that is going to be it for the video, guys. Befis doing an amazing job again. Thank you so much to him for coming on the channel. Number 5 in the world is insane. Hope you guys were able to learn from this gameplay. I'll probably try and do a ladder push of my own in the next few days, but since I've been so busy with university again, it's been nice to just get a special guest on the channel to watch and be able to enjoy his gameplay again. So thank you so much to Befis. Hope you guys learned something from the video. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Take care, and I will see you in the next one.